Welcome to a British political conversation, an engaging dialogue between two friends. Based on their life experiences and personal convictions, they've developed different political perspectives. Helen, whose experiences have led her to align strongly with Labour's vision, and Michael, whose background has shaped his support for conservative policies, explore 6 crucial topics that shape modern British politics. Let's start with healthcare. NHS.
Helen, didn't expect to see you here. The usual Friday crowd is intense tonight.
Michael. Yes, meeting friends later. Been at the hospital all day visiting Mum. Her hip surgery got delayed again.
The NHS is a cherished institution, but let's be honest, it's not sustainable in its current form. What the Conservatives propose makes sense: reform, not just spending. Look, I believe in a system where people take more responsibility through a mix of public and private healthcare.
Oh, come on. What you're suggesting sounds exactly like the American system that's left millions unable to afford basic care. The NHS isn't just another service, it's the embodiment of our social contract.
Well, nobody's suggesting an American model. That's just a scare tactic. Look, the system is overwhelmed, and it's not just about funding, it's about efficiency, waste, and accountability.
Really? When Labour left office in 2010, patient satisfaction was at its highest ever. What you call inefficiencies were created by Conservative reorganisations.
Sure, satisfaction was high in 2010 during an economic boom with unsustainable spending. Labour's approach is always the same: throw money at problems without addressing root causes.
Please. The root cause is systematic underfunding by Conservative governments. Look at how private providers cherry-pick profitable procedures while leaving complex cases to the public sector.
Well, actually, private providers help by handling routine cases, letting the NHS focus on complex care. Labour's vision of a fully public NHS leads to longer waiting times and overstretched staff.
Listen, the NHS was built by Labour, saved millions of lives under Labour, and only Labour can rescue it from this slow death you're inflicting upon it.
But you see, competition, when done right, can enhance care for everyone, not just the rich. We need reform to make the system sustainable.
Right. The British people would rather pay more in tax knowing everyone gets care than watch the NHS be sold off piece by piece to the highest bidder. Well. I should get going. Our friends will be here soon. Thanks for the chat, even if we don't agree.
Hope your mum's surgery gets sorted soon. Take care, Helen.
The next topic is Brexit.
Michael, haven't seen you since the pub last week. Hiding from the rain.
Actually, researching some post-Brexit trade figures makes interesting reading.
These figures tell a concerning story. Trade with Europe has plummeted, small businesses are drowning in red tape, and these new trade deals. The CPTPP adds barely 0.08% to GDP.
Well, trade relationships need time to develop. The Conservative government is building partnerships with dynamic economies globally. The EU isn't the only market.
Oh, please. Our farmers can't export without mountains of paperwork, musicians can't tour Europe, and research cooperation has been damaged. These are real impacts on real people.
Look, the Conservative approach isn't about quick fixes. It's about long-term sovereignty. What frustrates me is how Labour ignores the benefits of independence.
Sovereignty. Nobody in Labour wants to ignore benefits, but I see the costs. The Conservatives promised frictionless trade. Where is it?
Well, actually, the Windsor framework shows how Conservative policies are improving things. I believe in being practical while maintaining independence.
What about the younger generation? They've lost opportunities to live, work, and study across 27 countries.
Oh, come on. They've gained opportunities to build a truly global Britain. That's what Conservative Brexit policy enables.
Right. A global Britain with shrinking exports and rising barriers.
Well, you can't make an omelette without breaking eggs. These changes take time to bear fruit.
I need to return these papers to the economics department.
Of course. The rain's easing up at least.
The next topic is economic policy.
Helen, perfect weather for analysing these economic forecasts in the park.
Michael. Trying to find good news in those numbers. Must be a challenge these days.
Well, When it comes to economic policy, Conservatives believe you can't spend what you don't have. Labour loves to promise the world but won't explain how they'll pay for it.
Oh, really? That's rich coming from the party that crashed the pound with that disastrous mini-budget. The Conservatives have borrowed more in the last decade than every Labour government combined.
Look, you're quick to highlight challenges but ignore the global economic downturn affecting every nation. It's businesses, not governments, that create jobs and drive innovation.
Ah, please. Your growth strategy has given us the weakest growth in the G7, stagnant wages and a cost of living crisis. Meanwhile, energy companies post record profits.
Labour's investment plan is just more public spending under a different name. Green technology and skills training are vital, but throwing money at them without a fiscal plan leads to more debt.
Well, actually, what really drives business? A healthy, educated workforce, modern infrastructure, but under Conservative rule, people rely on food banks while working full-time.
Right. By lowering taxes and encouraging private sector growth, we create more jobs and lift people out of poverty through work, not dependency.
Oh, come on. Labour believes in growing the economy from the bottom up. Your trickle-down economics has left Britain with the highest inequality in Western Europe.
Listen, the Conservative path creates opportunity and sustainable prosperity. Your way just leads to more debt, more taxes, and more dependency.
After 14 years of Conservative rule, we see the results. Young families choosing between heating and eating. That's your sustainable prosperity in action.
Ah, well, the sun's getting low. I should head back to the office.
Right. These economic debates won't solve themselves. Take care, Michael.
The next topic is education.
Michael, grabbing a coffee after school. I've just finished marking papers at mine.
Ah, Helen. Yes, needed a caffeine boost. These education budget reports aren't going to read themselves.
Let's talk about what's really happening in our schools. They're being stripped to the bone, having to ask parents for donations just for basic supplies. It's shameful.
Well, Conservatives believe in an education system that delivers results, not just throwing money at problems. Look at how academies have raised standards.
Oh, please. Your own government's data shows many academy chains are underperforming. Schools are switching to 4-day weeks because they can't afford to stay open.
Look, more children are in good or outstanding schools than ever before. That's what real accountability looks like.
Accountability. Real accountability means having enough teachers in classrooms, enough books on shelves. Not endless testing and league tables.
Well, actually, our university system ensures students don't pay until they're earning enough. Labour's free education would burden taxpayers.
Germany, France, Norway, they all manage quality higher education without crushing debt. But Britain somehow can't afford it.
Right. And we're creating alternatives through apprenticeships and vocational training. Not everyone needs a university degree.
Oh, come on. You've created a two-tier system where privilege buys opportunity. Labour believes every child deserves the chance to fulfill their potential.
Listen, what matters are results, ensuring every child leaves school prepared for the modern world. That's what Conservative policies deliver.
Ah, well, my coffee's getting cold. Should get back to those papers.
And I've got those budget reports waiting. Take care, Helen.
The next topic is housing.
Helen. Didn't expect to see you here. Taking a lunch break from the office.
Michael. Yes, just reviewing some housing market reports. Rather depressing reading, actually.
Well, when it comes to housing, the Conservative approach is simple. Creating opportunities for people to own their homes, not just rent for life.
Oh, really? After 14 years of Conservative government, we've got the lowest rates of home ownership in a generation. Young people spending half their income just to keep a roof over their heads.
We need more homes, yes, but the right kind. That's why we're reforming planning laws, cutting red tape to speed up construction.
Listen, your planning reforms let developers build luxury flats while avoiding affordable housing obligations. Help to Buy just pushed prices higher while padding developers' pockets.
But it's not the market that's broken, it's over-regulation restricting housing supply. Help to Buy helped thousands onto the housing ladder.
Well, actually, the average house price is 9 times the average salary. Young people spend half their income on rent while developers sit on land banks making record profits.
Look, social housing is important, but massive state-driven projects create dependency. We believe in giving people choice.
Choice? The average first-time buyer needs a £45,000 deposit. The market isn't free, it's rigged for wealthy landlords and overseas investors.
Right. The solution is building more homes, not more regulation. Conservative policies focus on freeing the market to deliver what people need.
Oh, please. What people need is dignity and security. Housing isn't just a financial asset, it's a fundamental right.
I should get back to the office. Thanks for the lunch debate.
Yes, these housing issues won't solve themselves. Take care, Michael.
The next and last topic is immigration.
Michael. Just reading these immigration numbers on my phone. Your party's control isn't working very well, is it?
Those figures need context, Helen. You know it's more complex than raw numbers.
Well, immigration has been fundamental to Britain's success. Look at our NHS. It would collapse overnight without immigrant healthcare workers.
Come on. Nobody's denying benefits when properly controlled. But we need a managed, skills-based system that puts Britain's needs first.
Right. Under 13 years of Conservative government, we've seen record levels of both legal and illegal immigration. Some control, that is.
Listen, we're fixing Labour's broken legacy. The Rwanda policy might be controversial, but it's necessary to deter dangerous channel crossings.
The Rwanda policy has cost millions without sending anyone. Meanwhile, councils waste fortunes on hotel accommodation.
Well, actually, Labour has no real solution for criminal gangs or illegal crossings. Your policies would encourage more dangerous journeys.
Oh, please. We need an efficient, properly resourced system that processes claims quickly. That's practical, not idealistic.
The British public wants controlled immigration. They rejected open borders in 2016.
Right. People want a system that works. Not endless tough talk while spending millions on failed schemes.
Well, strong borders and fair immigration, that's what Conservatives deliver. Labour just offers the same failed policies.
There's my train. This debate could go on forever.
Safe journey. Try not to solve the immigration crisis before you reach your stop.